So for those of you who are unaware, as of recent, a sealed box of Evolving Skies is currently going for $684 on TCG Player. So we can kind of see some of the market trend, right? So as of 3 months, it has been from roughly 432 to now 670, 680. So why on earth is this going up? So as I'm kind of looking through some of the unopened stuff, and this is, I think, a pretty big problem that TCG Player really needs to figure out sooner rather than later, is this whole idea of being able to essentially make makeshift booster boxes. So like this one, for example, I'm not going to try calling anyone out by any means because there's more than one person that does this, but people are essentially buying singles, like clearing out Walmarts, clearing out Costco's, and making quote unquote makeshift booster boxes. So this 36 loose booster pack of Evolving Skies, are they unopened? Yes. Is it $372 for whatever reason? Yeah. But it's like, it's not a sealed box. So why are they able to get away with it, right? So as you kind of go through a lot of this, right, some more packs that are just, hey, there's a quote-unquote booster box. It's like, no, you don't know if they're weighed. You don't know if they've been manipulated with. You don't know if they've been tampered with, whatever, right? So it takes a little bit to even get to a box that actually is truly unopened. And this one is the first one. So 689.98 is the first truly sealed booster box. Why is Evolving Skies an expensive set? I'm going to call out to the class here. Why do we even care about Evolving Skies to begin with? Why is this set $680? Why is a case, quote unquote, $4,000? Exactly, Catherine. The Moonbryon. The Moonbryon and the Rayquaza VMAX. Those are the biggest reasons why this set is so expensive. So, just to kind of prove a point, just to make the explanation a little bit easier, people are buying this set because they want to pull the Moonbryon. That's going to be the majority of the case, right? So let's kind of dissect that a little bit. So let's see how much an Umbreon VMAX Alt Art near mint is going to be, right? So if I look at near mint holo prices, again, these are the last sold. So we have one that's like, they're basically floating around 700, right? So if you were to buy a near mint copy of an Umbreon VMAX for $700, you're already, $20 roughly over what it would cost to buy a booster box, right? So if someone were to say, hey, what are the odds of pulling a Umbreon from a booster box? And so from what I'm about to show you, again, this is basically like Reddit math, but I think it makes a good explanation. So this was a study that someone did a little while ago on the pull rates of Evolving Skies. So kind of take it with a grain of salt. Some of these are just going to be, based off of this person's experience, but they opened up allegedly more than 10,000 packs. So in this example, the pull rates for an Alt VMAX was 1 out of 292 packs. That's a lot of packs for just to get one Alt Art VMAX. So that could have been the Glaceon, that could have been the Leafeon, that could have been the Rayquaza, and that could have been the Moonbryon. So okay, let's break that down even more. What were the odds of pulling the Alt Art Umbreon? The odds in this sample size, the odds of pulling the Alt Art Umbreon was 1 out of 1,666 packs. That is a crazy amount of packs to try to pull the near mint Umbreon. So put that in perspective, that's roughly 46 booster boxes that it would take to pull the Umbreon. So if we do just, again, really quick math, right? So it was roughly 680. So that's $680 per box times 46. You're looking at around $31,280 if you were to try to buy boxes to pull the Moonbryon. Again, this is all just basic statistics of a sample size of this one person that opened up 10,000 Evolving Skies packs, allegedly. But it gives you enough of an idea to decide if you're in the frame of mind, do you prefer to invest in a set based off of the volume of cards and the volume of good enough cards to get, or is it because of one or two chases? And Dream was also mentioning it. It really boils down to, are you buying a booster box because of its rarity, or are you buying it because of like the investment potential? Why are you buying it in the first place? So in most cases, people are buying this set, which is a total anomaly when looking at Modern. People are trying to buy this set with trying to pull the Umbreon. That is, in a majority of the cases, people know this set for the Moonbreon. That's it. So, from an investment point of view, again, this isn't really investment advice, but just is basically just kind of talking out loud the numbers. If you want to get the Umbreon for yourself, you have, just by the data alone, it is better to buy it outright for the $700 currently on average than it is to try to buy roughly 46 or 46 booster boxes to pull it yourself, which is roughly $31,000. So that's kind of the 2 cents. So the other part too, that's, the other thing that kind of applies to a lot of like buying sealed versus buying singles, it really just kind of, to expand on that, buying a booster box versus buying singles, it just boils down to how easy it is to offload a booster box versus offloading a single card. I would say in most cases, it's much easier to offload a card versus a box, but that's kind of my general opinion on it. In terms of like keeping sealed, right? For Evolving Skies specifically, you have the extra component of people want to experience or have the thrill of the chase or thrill of the gamble, because they know that they really want that Moonbreon or the Rayquaza. Yeah, so I get, at the end of the day, does Evolving Skies really warrant the sudden spike in cost from being back in January roughly $432 to now almost $680? Based on my math and based on how I operate my business, no. I wouldn't buy a box at $680 knowing that the main chase is $700. But that's kind of where I'm at, especially with TCG Player allowing people to make essentially makeshift booster boxes like this. That also has something to do with how the prices are being manipulated to a degree. I don't know why TCG Player allows that, but it is what it is. It's kind of odd to me. But so now, having said that, I'm going to just check on chat and kind of weigh in on what you guys have been saying too. But like what Dream was saying originally, at the end of the day, people just, you can't really put like a static answer on people who just simply want the thrill of opening a pack at the end of the day. It just really depends on how much they're willing to spend on that thrill to open up a pack. Like if they're willing to pay $600 to $700 to have the thrill of potentially opening a Moonbreon versus just buying it outright, to a degree, there is that satisfaction, right? Like, hey, I bought the Moonbreon, like I pulled the Moonbreon from this box and I got all this bulk along with it. If you like that, good for you. Cool.